All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will. This is edifying to the Lord's elect. And I found this online. This is I can't remember this dude's name for the life of me, but I found this on X. This is Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about black Christians in Nigeria or America. The bombing of northern Nigeria is a strategic military move to invade the growing Pan-African states of the Sahel and control their resources. I forgot this dude's name. I don't know why I can't think of his name. But let's see what he has to say about this.
In the Sahel Alliance. In the Sahel Alliance. Ibrahim Traoré is the president of Burkina Faso. You also have the president of Niger, Chiani, and you have General Goita of Mali, right?
Right.
The real reason, Art, and I need you to get this, the real reason Donald Trump wants to invade northern Nigeria, Art, has nothing to do with black Christians. Nothing to do with my Christian brothers and sisters in the north. Northern Nigeria sits under what country, Art? Northern Nigeria sits right under Niger, one of the three countries in the Sahel Alliance. Nigeria borders Niger. And why is Niger so important, Art? Who is the number one supplier of uranium in the world? Niger.
No, get the hell out of here. I gotta look this up. I mean, it ain't far-fetched. I believe it. It's just I gotta look this up because you can't just believe everything you hear, man. Largest uranium. Let's see what it says. Nigeria is a major uranium producer, ranking globally as the 7th largest reserve holder and a significant exporter, especially to France and the EU, with key operations historically run by French firm Orano, Somer, Kamenek, and Amorin, though recent political shifts have led to nationalization efforts and disputes over control and sales impacting operations and international supply. So let's look at a map real quick. Map of Nigeria. I know it's on Western Africa, but let's get over there. Okay, Nigeria. Oh, it is right underneath that motherfucker. Now, where were these attacks? Where were the attacks that the U.S. airstrikes hit in Nigeria? In Sokoto State. What's that? Where's Sokoto? Nigeria. Sokoto. Let's see what comes up. Where are you? Sokoto. Okay. Sokoto. How close? Come on, man. Get on my way. Wow. Well, that's way up there. So now he won't go help them in northern Sokoto. This nigga's the devil. And then when you watch the news, they attacked all these these people and blah, blah, blah. Full of shit, man. I don't believe nothing this devil says. Let me grab this in the book of John 10 and 10. Let's start right there. Literally everything he says is a lie. He's robbing, stealing, killing. That's all you can do. You think he's going to tell you, if he does tell you the truth, it's mixed with more, it's probably 49% truth, 51% a lie. John 10 and 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So there you go. As a matter of fact, let's look into this while I'm here. Let's look into this. Yahushua contrasts himself as a living good shepherd with thieves, false teachers / Satan who bring destruction. He offers not just life, but an overflowing, abundant life, spiritual richness, purpose, and eternal joy, contrasting with the temporary, shallow life the world offers. So these thieves are talking about these Sadducees and Pharisees. Let's get this in the but it applies to Esau too, because because ultimately they're following the ways after Esau. That's what they came to do. The Romans came to steal, kill, and destroy. Even though they occupied for a moment in time and allowed you to operate the temple, in the end, they robbed the temple too. And it just goes to show you, first of all, the things that they do. Look how they operate the temple today. You got the Catholic Church all over the place. Falsehoods, nothing but lies, spewing out more and more lies. Tells you in the book of, and when I look at Nigeria, I hate to say it, but like, man, if you allow, this is why Babylon is this is because spiritually, you already lost. He got his temples all up in and out of your country. You can't fight against Babylon. You got to destroy their groves. You got to destroy their temples. If you really want to make war, that's how you really do it. So this is why these people are stupid as hell. You asking for help this is a script. Daniel, Deuteronomy 7 verse 25, the graven images of their God shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. So you see, when he sets up the temple, you get a lot of riches. He allows you to prosper economically. He's not that's sort of like, allowing this to happen. Look how it can prosper you. So that's how the idol is set up. Then you got all these people willing to die for Esau, man. Some of these people were getting their heads beheaded on a beach by some Muslims in, I forgot where it was. These Muslims caught him and they tortured the living shit out of him, trying to make him convert over to Islam. And then they went through, I don't know how many days, I think it was like 7 days of just being beat up, tortured, whatever. And then at the end, they said just convert, and they didn't, and they took their heads off. And then I'm thinking, you did all of that for the so-called white man? So it shows you how powerful that lie is. Not to say that converting over was going to do any better for you, but the point of the matter is they're both false gods. The Lord will prevent you believing in Him in truth and sincerity. That operating in wisdom allows you to not fall into these situations. Okay, so when you don't believe, you'll end up dying in vain. That's why it's important that you don't have these groves, these images of their gods. Shall you burn with fire? That's why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, this is a law. We're supposed to get none of that shit's supposed to be in the land. But what do you have in Jerusalem today? You got Christmas trees, you got crescent moons. Okay, according to the law, that's all supposed to be burnt up. You ain't supposed to have that. And because it's a snare unto you. So you're going to think, and then other people are going to do the same thing. Oh, maybe I should do that too. They're prospering. Yeah. Why don't I do that too? And now he got a spiritual stronghold in the minds of your people. Okay, so you've been through. You're through because you don't even attack the main strongholds. You ain't attacking these. He got altars. These temples, these churches are like altars all throughout your country. And spiritually, they a lot of your people are he binds you spiritually, and this is how you know he understands somewhat what how important it is that religious sector if he can get his hands on that, he knows how to control you through that. But the Lord's going to destroy all that shit, man. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. And, you bringing a Christmas tree into your house. You bringing abominations into your house. That's him setting up an idol in your home. And you allow it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Achan got put to death for coveting a Babylonian garment. Him and his whole family got put to death for that. And the scripture said he even threw the tent in with the house that he had. His tent got stoned and burned with him. So the whole household, the sheep, the oxen, everything he owned got burnt up. And then the Lord was appeased. And then a lot of y'all celebrated, and you think that the Lord don't see you. You think that the Lord is like, he's all right with that. He's not going to have it written, these verses written for you to transgress these laws. And when you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, if he can put a cursed thing into your house, where are you at mentally with the scriptures? So that's why, just thinking about the situations that these countries are in, it's like, but they don't know. Not everyone's privy to having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And he's right. Dr. Umar, that's who that was. Just came to me. Dr. Umar, and he's always talking about Africa. He's an Israelite, but he's hyper focused on Africa. He has a strong. Africa's a stumbling block to all people too. He's a very wise man, but not according to knowledge, man. He got that zeal, but not according to knowledge. But I'm sure I'm sure he's heard about the Israelite community. But he's making so much money off of this African bullshit. I don't know what the hell he believes in. That might just be who knows? Who knows what people believe in? Some people, this is how they make money. But I'm glad he brought that up. Let me grab this precept too, as a matter of fact. Deuteronomy 12:1. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord Yahweh God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that ye live upon the earth. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. So here it is. You taking over a land, and you got to destroy their high mountains where they serve their gods. The Lord's telling you to destroy that shit. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. So we had to clean out Canaan and burn their temples and all that shit with fire. But it says, ye shall not do so unto the Lord your God, but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come. So you ain't even supposed to be going to these other nations' temples. Esau does that. He does it. It's all in his economics. And then the next thing you know, he can set that, once he has his foot in the door with his religion, then it's like his teeth just bit inside of you, and then the poison that goes inside your inside of you is his democracy, his women's rights. That's two teeth, and then LBGTQ, and then all these different companies and all of that bullshit. And what is he doing? He's stealing your resources. He's acting like he's building your country up and all of that. And ultimately, he's destroying you. Except, I don't want to get too far off. Let me finish this. Deuteronomy 12, verse 6. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand and your vows and your freewill offerings and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. So you set up where the Lord wants his name established. Okay, and he set up it in Jerusalem. But now he ain't dealing with temples made with hands. Now you're the altar. We're the altars. The men of the Lord who are on the highways and hedges. The Lord's got these little sanctuaries all throughout Babylon. As a matter of fact, let me grab this in the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter. I think it's like Isaiah 19 and 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt, which is America, speak the language of Canaan, which is Hebrew, and swear to the Lord of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction, which is talking about America. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. So the altar is these camps, okay, the men of the Lord. The Lord setting people up in different strategic places to pretty much usher in his son. Just like what Esau does, he got the temple set up so he can come in on a later date, and if he needs to, and take whatever he wants. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. So this is all part of the military, the spiritual power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's strategically moving on this devil. While he's out going all these other places, eventually he's going to try to take out the altars, which are the men of the Lord. But the work's already done. The Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua already got the work. So it's all strategic at the end of the day. Daniel chapter 12 and verse number 7. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households wherein the Lord thy God have blessed thee. So you gotta keep it, man. You're the sacrifice. You're the altar. Okay? And you gotta stay lit. Just like Esau got these altars, he can go in the name of, oh, they're destroying these Christians. You guys are fools. You guys are done. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes, for ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God giveth you. But when ye go over Jordan and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes, and the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Lord. So that's the same thing we were doing now on when we go to camps, when we go to the altar. Deuteronomy 12, verse 12, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters and your men servants and your maid servants and the Levite that is within your gates, for as much as he have no part, no inheritance with you. Let me see, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But it points in 3, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And the reason why you do that is because, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Why does the Lord make laws? Esau tell you that law is done away with. We're all one. Yeah, you're not supposed to destroy down my wicked altars. No, we're all one. You should allow us to be everyone one. The hell out of here. This verse instructs them to take a decisive stand against the pagan worship practices of the nations they are driving out. God commands the Israelites to destroy every element of idol worship, breaking down altars, smashing sacred stones, burning Asherah poles, and cutting down idols. So you guys don't understand the Bible, and that's why you're going to lose, and that's why you're going to die. You got Maduro doing his last dance with his people. So he knows something coming for him. And who was he praying to before this destruction? Esau, Edom. He's through. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So, like I said, your whole house. Let's go back to Dr. Umar.
Do you know what you need uranium for, Art? Nuclear missiles.
Oh, come on, man. He said it right there. You know what you need uranium for, Art? Nuclear missiles. Why does he already has all these nuclear missiles, right? Why does he need more? And if he needs more, don't you think everyone else needs more if he supposedly got the most? Well, Russia got the most. One of the two got the most. Who knows who has the most? It's probably America, Babylon. He's building these battleships. He's getting prepared for war. And he got Venezuela next. He got Colombia too. He just said more recently, about Greenland again. Does Trump still interested in Greenland news? 2 days ago, why does the U.S. want Greenland? What Trump has said. Let's look into this. I probably won't let me see. It probably won't. Of course it won't. Trump on Greenland news. Let's see if I can find any videos. 3 days ago. Trump says U.S. needs Greenland for national security. Let's look this up. Let's see what it says.
Texas is feeling.
He said, I need that. I need it.
Thank you, sir. You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland. What do you see that role entailing, and is it still your intention that Greenland become part of the U.S.?
He viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, I'm governor of Louisiana. And he said, I didn't call him, he called me. He's very proactive. He's a great guy. He's a deal guy. He's a deal maker type guy. And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. If they say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat, well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. So we'll have to work it all out. But he felt very strongly we need it for we need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it. And he wanted to lead the charge. So we're making him, Marco, today, a special envoy to Greenland. Greenland's a big deal.
Marco, special envoy. Marco Rubio on Greenland. What you been up to? 4 days ago. Hey, Louisiana, I'm not going anywhere. No news. No news, nothing. Okay. All right, we'll see. So that's what they need. Nuclear missiles.
Nuclear bombs. Nuclear missiles. Nuclear bombs. Nuclear technology. Nuclear warheads. Niger is the #1 supplier of uranium. And in the nuclear age, Art, Uranium is the vibranium of Black Panther. In the nuclear age, uranium is the vibranium that they talked about in the Black Panther movie. So the reason
And that's crazy because Esau puts a bunch of shit in his movies. He be telling you the truth through his movies. You know, even some of his regular shows, you be watching his shows and they be hitting you like, damn, that was such a good show. I really felt that because it's real. You know, there's plenty of movies that, you know, people can reference when it comes to a lot of the stuff that's coming because that's programming. I forgot what you call it. You pretty much program the people by kind of showing them situations before they actually happen, but it's like a programming you to. So when when these things start to come to pass, you're just like, I seen this before. Just like the movie Civil War was coming out during that time, and a couple Leave the World Behind and movies like that, and there's probably other movies I just haven't really heard of any, but a lot of movies that are talking about. Like the movie, I remember when the train crashed, and then there was a bunch of train crashes in the same place where the movie was, and then I can't even remember the movie, but he does things like that. Or when that DC bridge fell in the movie Leave the World Behind, there was something with the boat docking on the shore, and there was some similarities between the two, showing you that he was showing you before it even happened. And then you got people coming online, see, oh, look at, this was in this movie. Even like Charlie Kirk. There was a movie, dude named Charlie, he got shot in his neck in the movie, and he faked his death. You know, and that's what opens up this door to all this conspiracy theories, but people get so focused in the conspiracy theory and that it floods the internet with so much information. It takes away from the facts of the matter, and then next thing you know, you're not even thinking about it anymore. Ultimately, it's all witchcraft, and this is what he's mastered, how to get away with shit. Okay, but he can't deceive the very elect because he's been doing this shit. We see the pattern. He's running the same play over and over and over, and he's been able to get away with this because we lack wisdom. But now we don't lack wisdom. Now we have the truth. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is the truth. A lot of y'all can't see, and plus you need that eyesight. A lot of y'all, you ain't got it.
Donald Trump needs to get into northern Nigeria art so they can invade and try to overthrow President Chiani in.
Come on, man. And I never see him bring out scriptures and things like that, but the Lord will put this information and he'll lead you right to it if you're watching. And the Spirit will guide you into all things.
Niger, so they can get control of the uranium. Are you with me so far?
I follow you.
Not only does Niger have uranium, they have gold and other resources. And then next to Niger, you have who? Mali. Mali has gold.
I gotta check this out, man. Where the hell is Mali? Oh, Mali, like M-A-L-I. Let me check that out. Does Mali have an abundance of gold? Mali. Let's see what happens. Yes, Mali has an abundance of gold, making it one of Africa's top gold producers, often third or fourth, and the country's most crucial export, accounting for the vast majority of its export revenue. The nation has significant gold deposits estimated at 800 tons, and the mining sector is a cornerstone of its economy, with millions relying on the industry for their livelihood, despite challenges with artisanal mining and regulation. economic backbone. Gold is Mali's single most important export, representing over 80% of total exports in recent years, according to the International Trade Administration and Utah State University. Major producer Mali consistently ranks among the top gold producing countries in Africa, alongside nations like South Africa and Ghana, notes Michigan State University and International Trade Administration. Significant deposits. The country holds substantial gold reserves, with estimates pointing to around 800 tons of gold deposits. Historical significance. Gold fueled with wealth of the historic Mali Empire, with rulers like Mansa Musa becoming legendary for their riches, reports the History Cat. Look at that, man. Mansa Musa was rich. Israelite, by the way. Current trends. Mali continues to boost production, with recent years seeing record output, and the government is actively managing its resource strategy, including bringing historic mines back online, as seen with the Morilla mine, notes CEIC data in Great Africa. So why wouldn't he, when John 10 tells you he's a damn false teacher, he's Satan? That's all he comes to do. He ain't never gonna help anybody but himself. And it makes me think about the gold reserves that him and Daffy Duck was supposed to go and open and see what the gold reserves was at Fort Myers, I think it's called. How much gold is supposedly in Fort Myers? There's no official record or known massive stash of gold in Fort Myers, but rumors point to lost Cuban treasure from a plane crash. Maybe I'm thinking about a different one. What fort did Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to open for gold reserves? I don't know, I'm talking like an idiot. Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's what I meant to say. Fort Knox, Kentucky. Donald Duck and Daffy Duck wanted to inspect and audit the U.S. gold reserves held at the United States Bullion Depository at Fort Knox, Kentucky, with Musk even planning a live stream to verify the gold's presence, stemming from conspiracy theories and a desire for transparency about the national gold supply. And you know what? They probably ain't no fucking gold over there. If you were sitting on all this gold and all this oil, why the fuck would you go robbing everybody if you got it? This place don't got that, man. Don't got no fucking oil, man. He probably sold that shit to all these other countries because he's an idiot. He's a damn fool, and that's why they set him up through the spirit, because he bankrupt the whole system, and that's just what Edomites do. They're fucking dumbass people, man. All this slavery, all this shit that they did, and niggas ain't got nothing to show for it. You people, you Edomites are done. You're done, man. If you can't see we at the end, man, something, you done too. Go take a 3-week vacation while you get the chance. Go to somewhere nice, man. Go to where you ain't never been before, man. At least if you're gonna take 3 weeks off, don't go work for Esau, man. Go see the world, man. Go somewhere nice before you get put to death. Since you love the world so much, go somewhere where you can sit on the beach, look at the sun, and like enjoy yourself. Cause Esau, he's through. He probably ain't even gonna pay you when you're done. There ain't gonna be no jobs in Babylon. All right. The only job you're going to have is the U.S. military, and then you're going to die wherever they send you. That's where your job. I don't care if you're an engineer, you're a nurse, you're a doctor. All those nurses, doctors, and all they're going into the military. You're going to have an AI doctor. You're going to have an AI police force. Okay. You through. Hell out of here. Ain't no damn gold, ain't no damn oil, ain't no damn money.
Mali has copper, Mali has zinc, and unlimited natural resources. And then Burkina Faso is only a hop, skip, and a jump.
Oh man, he's going in. Burkina Faso. What? I never even heard of these places, man. Burkina Faso. Oh, it's right. Burkina Faso's right underneath Mali. He's in a perfect position to go for the gold, go for the uranium. Nigeria probably got all types of. What natural resources does Nigeria produce? Nigeria produces significant amounts of crude oil and natural gas, which are its main economic drivers, but it's also rich in diverse solid minerals like coal, limestone, iron, ore, tin, gold, gypsum, kaolin, lead, zinc, and bitumen, along with fertile land for agricultural resources like cocoa and palm oil, though many minerals remain underdeveloped. Because he's oppressing their ass. They should be rich beyond belief. Africans should be the richest nation on the planet. And they're being oppressed. They can't develop their resources like that. And they fuck up their schools. These Edomites, they keep them at war with another, they give some guns to some other poor people, and they keep them, and anyone that tries to make their country better, they kill them. There's no way, you look at Haiti, there's no way people should be like that. Someone said there was a boat, dude named Ebo Noah, built. He's rich now. He said he's in there building boats, telling people that the flood's gonna come. He's driving around in Benzes. He's making money. But the mindset is so low to make people actually believe. It's not even like I'm talking shit about him. It's just that Esau, that's how much of a number he put on them. And all of them believe in the same God. And they're in hell mentally. You get liberated when you actually come into the truth. Let me grab that, as a matter of fact. And that's what's wrong. It's ultimately, they're in chains. It's spiritual chains, man. The truth shall make you free, KJV. John 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And this is why we see. We're freed from all of his lies. We're out here not even giving a fuck about our bodies, man. Making our body a living sacrifice. You have to do that. But in order to do that, you gotta believe. You gotta see there's something greater than this flesh, man. If you don't believe that, then you'll want everything of the world. You'll fall to the lust of the flesh. From the Bible states, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. A pivotal verse where Yahushua tells believers that adhering to his teachings leads to true knowledge of truth, resulting in genuine freedom, a freedom from sin and bondage, contrasting with worldly limitations. This truth isn't just facts, but experiential knowledge gained through following Yahushua, liberating individuals from spiritual slavery to sin, a concept often explored in Christian teachings about liberation and discipleship. Tells you in the book of, I don't want to get too deep, man. But I don't want to suppress the spirit. Matthew 11. Sometimes you just got to let the spirit flow. Matthew 11 and verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So he's not telling you this word. Let's see what this is talking about. Matthew 11:30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, offering relief to the weary by promising that following him brings rest, unlike the oppressive burdens of self-righteousness or legalism, as his teachings and guidance are meant to be a life-giving, comfortable partnership, not a heavy, oppressive servitude. Exactly. Okay? You're freed from this world, man. Even all the afflictions, you get comforted through these things because you know it's expected at this point. He builds you up to the point where even though you might have to pay this bill, even though your EBT is cut off, you got hope because you're trusting in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know this world passes away. But I didn't want to get too deep because he said something about not Bamako. He said Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. What does Burkina Faso produce? I can't even think of what I'm asking. Burkina Faso primarily produces gold, which dominates its exports, along with significant agricultural products like cotton, sesame, cashews, and staple grains such as sorghum, millet, and maize. I never heard of maize. What the hell is that? Maize, also known as corn. Never heard of that. In North American English, is a tall, stout grass. It's corn. I never heard of it. Let me see how it.
Maize.
I never heard corn called maize in my life. Hey, you learn something new every day. So they know, and hey, corn. Corn is a great resource, man. Corn is probably, oh man. How important is corn? Corn is incredibly important as a foundational global crop, serving as a primary energy source for livestock, a major feedstock for biofuel, ethanol in the U.S., a key ingredient in countless food products, sweeteners, oils, starches, cereals, and a source for industrial materials, underpinning huge economic sectors and supporting food security and energy independence. Its versatility, from feeding people and animals to fueling cars and creating bioplastics, makes it vital for economics, diets, and sustainable practices worldwide. Ooh, that's beautiful. Because that's our blessing. I gotta grab it. Genesis 27. And I'll start at 22. I start 21. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And if you know the story about Jacob and Esau, Jacob was disguising himself to be Esau so he can take his blessing away. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice of Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau, because his mother Rebekah put Esau's clothing on him, so he smelled like a man of the field, and he put goat's hair on his arms, showing you Esau was a hairy goat. But Isaac was also old, and he was blind, and he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother's Esau's hands, so he blessed him, so he tricked him. Jacob tricked Isaac. Ultimately, the Lord tricked Isaac because he's the one who dimmed his sight and put the spirit on his, Jacob's mother to put the goat's hair on him and deceive her husband, which is his father. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And he didn't even eat venison, he actually ate goat. But Rebekah was able to make it the way he likes it. So he ate it. He liked it. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which the Lord had blessed. So he deceived him because he was wearing Esau's clothes. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven. So this is the blessing, the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. And we just looked into how important corn is. Now, this is symbolic of the scriptures, the corn and the wine, but he's given us plenty of it. We don't have the fatness. So right now, Esau got the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. But he don't have the corn and the wine. He don't got the Lord. He don't have the comfort of the scriptures, the prophecies, the service of the Heavenly Father. This is what separates us from them. Because his sword, his corn and wine, so to speak, his knowledge is carnal. It's wicked. It's nuclear missile capability. Our corn and wine represents our sword. That's what we're supposed to know. Let the people serve thee, and the nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So that's gonna, when we get into our blessing, everyone's gonna bow down, including you Edomites, first and foremost, to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, but then being joint heirs with him, you're going to be bowing down to your little bro Jacob, who's actually really older than you through the spirit, but carnally, you're older than him. So, back to Dr. Umar.
From northern Nigeria. From northern Nigeria. Mali. Mali has gold. Mali has copper. Mali has zinc. And unlimited natural resources. And then Burkina Faso is only a hop, skip, and a jump from northern Nigeria. And you know they want to get rid of Ibrahim Traore. And we pray to God and the ancestors that never happens. But they want to get rid.
So there you go. I'm glad he said that. So smart as he is, man, he's stupid at the same time. Oh yeah, I can't say he's stupid. That's lucky. I don't mean to say that. But if he had the scriptures, man, if you know, that's what, a lot of us were like that though. You know, a lot of us. But when you get the scriptures, oh man, that light go. If that light ever go off in his head, and he put all this African shit away, man, and serve the Lord, he'd be he'll be very mighty through the spirit. Like we got a lot of great men in Israel that teach this word, man. His platform's super big too, so who knows, man? That's why these videos go out. You don't know who can see it, you know. But, you know, when you can tie it back to the Lord, because if you can only go back to Africa, that's a stumbling block, because our history goes all the way back to Israel. You know, so if he can make that jump, that leap, that history right there after 70 AD, if he can link it, do the studies, and we can provoke brothers to look beyond Africa, and if the Lord will guide you, that's a huge leap. A lot of people, that's a stumbling block. A lot of people don't get to that point. It seems clear as day to me, but some people, they never, ultimately, that's why the Lord tells you in Ephesians 2:8, it's a gift. A lot of our people, man, they just ain't gonna get it. Slakia, let me.
happens, but they want to get rid of Ibrahim Traore because he's the leader. And what does Burkina Faso have a whole lot of? Gold art. Donald Trump wants to geopolitically and strategically put the U.S. military in northern Nigeria so they have easy access to invade Niger right above, Mali right above to the left, and Burkina Faso right above even further to the left. Do you see?
And you know what? You don't think these other nations know that? Come on, man. They got this nigga. Yeah, we gonna do it. They probably think, oh yeah, we gonna get in there. Yeah, we're gonna go in the guys, and it's all a snare, man. It's all a trap. The Lord said, I laid a snare for thee, nigga. I have laid a snare for thee, KJV. Jeremiah 50:24. Jeremiah 50:24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So there you go. And ultimately, everything's a snare to him. If it's not this, ultimately, the real snare is Yahweh Shai, okay? Because he's the one who's going to catch your ass, man. And he's the one he's gonna judge you. Okay. Where do I want to go from there? Actually, let's look this up real quick. I'm curious to see what this says while I'm here. Jeremiah 50:24 means God has trapped Babylon. Babylon's America. Read Revelation 17:18. A proud nation that oppressed his people are the Israelites, using a divine snare like Cyrus, diverting the Euphrates. I forgot about that, man. The Lord be running the same thing, because right now the Euphrates, that's part of prophecy, with the Euphrates River being diminished or perishing, it's making it easier for those troops to get their equipment, and it makes it easier to go to battle in that area, to bring judgment for fighting against the Lord, and he's going to bring judgment through these other nations, signifying that even powerful nations are accountable for their sins, leading to their surprising downfall. It's going to be a surprise to the majority of you. It ain't a surprise to any of the elect. Lord's will, I'm a part of that number. Lord's will, whoever believes is a part of that number. But a lot of y'all can't prepare you watch comments on X. He's doing such a great job. They're clapping. It's going to come into a surprise to them. I'm a full-blown 100% Christian, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see if Jesus is going to come save you when he comes grind you to powder. It highlights God's justice using Babylon's own might against itself as punishment for its defiance, pride, and desecration of God's temple. That's right. You got a lot of sins to pay for, Esau, Edom. And then you go into slavery, and then you be destroyed. We gonna cook your ass too. Well done.
See that?
Right.
Let's go
I
back.
see.
This is to the left. Do you see that?
Right. I see.
This is about overthrowing independent African states, Art. Donald Trump don't give a damn about no black Christians in Traore in the Sahel.
Well, the thing about it is, maybe in his head, but ultimately, it's about prophecy. That's what it's about, Dr. Umar. I know you can't see it, but
In the Sahel alone.
that's what it's about. Who's this? Sango's Wrath? I'm gonna have to follow him, cause he's posting up some good shit. That's some good work, Sango's Wrath. You did a good job. What's this? Putin warned about Ukraine peace deal. This is very unrealistic. Beautiful.
To pulling troops back in eastern Ukraine to create a demilitarized zone as part of a 20-point peace plan U.S. and Ukrainian envoys hashed out in Miami last weekend. The catch is Russia must first end.
Let me stop this.
The catch is
there's a lot on this map.
The demilitarized zone.
So the red says assessed Russian control. So they have that, and then the lines is, you can't really see it. It says Russian controlled before February 24th, 2022. So they expanded because he had Crimea since 2022, I guess, and parts of this area. Now he's extended out more east, and this is the blue claimed Ukrainian counter-offensives. Where are they? Way up here where the red is nowhere to be found. Shouldn't you be lined up against the red? They're like over some in a different area. Okay, reported Ukrainian partisan warfare. I don't even see what this one is. And then it says significant fighting in the last 24 hours. All along that border right there. What's that yellow though? They don't tell you what the yellow is. Probably, who knows what the hell's going over there, man. But I heard they're on some highway that leads them straight to Kiev. So I think once they get that, that's pretty much more than half of the country they get to Kiev. So, I mean, it seems far away, but this map could be lying too.
As part of a 20-point peace plan U.S. and Ukrainian envoys hashed out in Miami last weekend. The catch is Russia must first end its attacks and agree to a broader peace plan. Russia's President Vladimir Putin, he's showing no signs of compromising. Let's bring in Dr. Rebecca Grant, national security and military analyst. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Russia has the manpower and the political will to continue on with this war, which is posing quite an issue.
Okay, I just wanted to hear Putin say, I don't give a fuck about what y'all got to say about your analyze. I don't care about that. According to them, Putin says this is very unrealistic. And I believe it because what does the scripture say? Let me grab it. Revelation 11 and 14. I mean, I don't need Putin to say anything. I trust him what the Lord said. But some of y'all only trust what the so-called white man says. That's why I try to grab it straight out of the horse's mouth. Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. There you go. The second woe, war is past, and behold, the third woe, or third war cometh quickly. It's coming. We almost there. And Putin warned about Ukraine peace deal. This is very unrealistic. That's the title of the thing. Next one, it says U.S. warns of more strikes on Islamic State group in Nigeria. So there we go.
President Trump has told reporters that he delayed U.S. military strikes against Islamic State militants in Nigeria until yesterday because he wanted them to be what he called a Christmas present. The attacks were reportedly carried out in...
Come on, man. That's the perfect day for an Edomite to do something. This is what he does on holidays like this. As a matter of fact, I think from now until... I think we're getting out of the satanic holiday calendar. They're doing mad shit. Next year on Christmas is going to end on a Friday. And that Friday, they're going to have football from Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So don't think he's going to be doing, if we get to next year, it's going to be hell next year, man. As a matter of fact, I saw a video today. A brother was doing a video. GMS Ourselves said something about, I didn't watch the video, but his title said, I'm going to watch it, Lord's will, that the duck said, this is your last Christmas.
In coordination with the Nigerian government, which has been battling a long-running...
In coordination with your Nigeria government, fools.
...jihadist insurgency. The US struck targets in the northwestern region of Sokoto. The White House said it was in response to the targeted...
Yeah, he didn't want to strike the ones, they probably got... I can imagine where they're actually doing all of these attacks at.
Killing of Christians in the region, that is disputed by the Nigerian government. Joe Inwood has the latest.
On Christmas Day, a US operation they said was to protect the Christians of Nigeria. This footage released by the Pentagon. And this said to be the aftermath in northwest Sokoto state. Reports are still emerging, but the White House has claimed there were multiple fatalities amongst people they called terrorist scum. President Trump suggested the timings of the strike was no coincidence. He posted on social media, "Our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues." The Nigerian government has long been fighting various jihadist groups in the north of the country, including Boko Haram and Islamic State.
Look how this nigga's holding a gun, man. Nigga ain't got no body armor. He don't got a fucking pot to piss in, man. And you're calling the U.S. to do airstrikes on people like this? No, what you do is you get your fucking gun, you get your military, and you go clean them out if they're that dangerous. You don't go call the so-called white man to come help you like he's the fucking police officer. You idiot. And if they're chopping your ass down, that's what the fuck you get. You're an idiot. There's no way in hell this would happen anywhere, man. You're telling me you got an organized government and these people with nothing. And this is what he's using to get in there? Come on, man. This is easy here, man. I'm gonna give you a couple guns, some hand-me-down guns that I was gonna throw away anyways. It's not even worth the if I melt them down. I'm gonna give them to you, and you just pop up and do this, and I'll give you a day's pay. I'll give you $500 US, and they'll go out there and try to make money. Mercenaries, cheap, crazy, man.
Splinter cells. There have been growing calls in US Islamic State splinter cells. There have been growing calls in US right-wing circles for intervention in what some have called a genocide against Christians. But the Nigerian government has been keen to point out that the
Christians weren't so soft. All you need to do, you could have fought their asses back.
Victims of attacks have been from all backgrounds.
It has nothing to do with a particular religion. It is, as far as we're concerned, targeting terrorists that have been.
That's what he do. He set up these people. There's no. People need to watch how this dude be setting people up in your country. They can't do nothing for you. Nah, I gotta call the U.S. and to come get rid of these dudes. Come on, man. Full of shit.
Attacking Nigeria. As far as we're concerned, targeting terrorists that have been attacking Nigerians, period. So it has nothing to do with one religion or another.
On Christmas Eve, a suspected suicide bomber attacked a mosque in Nigeria's northeastern Borno state, killing at least 5 people and wounding dozens. No one here would doubt that there is a real problem with violence in the north of Nigeria. It is the suggestion that Christians are being particularly targeted that is questioned.
For Nigerians, this is a real security situation that is killing Nigerian Muslims and Christians and everyone, and any effort that can help towards saving lives in Nigeria will be welcomed by Nigerians.
Won't you think of these temples that you're setting up in your country? You don't see that as a problem at all. You know, and this is what I'm saying, man. You know, it blows my mind that they come out and they spew this madness. It really is like, it's just disgusting, man. You don't see nothing wrong with serving your enemy's God. that don't come to your mind at all. You don't see there's way other more. The issue that you're trying to get ain't even the real foundational problem. You know, that's why I went and grabbed Deuteronomy 7:25. This is why the Lord, he ain't dealing with all these people, man. People want high positions in this world, and you're gonna be just as dumb as them. They don't really cherish this wisdom, man. You know, you don't really see the value in it. You don't got the eyesight. You can kind of see like, damn, these people. It's like people are on a. I'm not trying to make myself. I'm an idiot my damn self, but damn, man, like, you don't see that. These temples and shit in your country has a big problem, man. Even on the Muslim side, both of them. Like, there's a lack of the knowledge of the Lord, man. A dramatic lack of it, and that's why from both sides, it's not one. It's the wood and the stone. It needs to all be demolished, because it's that lack of truth. You know, a lot of the Nigerians are Israelites too, and they're heathen too. But you know, Israel's on the west coast of Africa. I mean, he looks like a Jake. He looked just like a Jake, man. You wouldn't even know he was Nigerian unless he was talking. If he just started talking like a Jake, you would have thought he was just another so-called another black man, African American, Israelite. You know, but it's that breath that they're lacking.
Unfortunately, President Trump's narrative saving lives in Nigeria will be welcomed by Nigerians. Unfortunately, President Trump's narrative is divisive and is creating further tensions on the ground in Nigeria.
Okay.
Donald Trump came to power promising a less interventionist foreign policy, but has been increasingly keen to use American firepower to achieve his political and ideological goals. Joe Inwood, BBC News.
The data. There's two. I saw some reports online, because I've been following this, that there was some munitions given to no one. There was no casualties from what I was reading on X, but you gotta take X with a grain of salt. But there was possible munitions, like, let's look at this word, munitions. Like he basically sent them some shit. Define munitions. Military weapons, ammunition, equipment in stores. So he acting like he bombing shit. He's sending you fucking more guns, more weapons. But it wasn't confirmed. But I wouldn't doubt it. How are they getting guns and weapons like that? If they, come on, man. You got somebody like that in your backyard and you just letting them be like that. Come on, man. Shit don't make any sense. And this is always going to continue as long as the wicked's in power. What's this? NFL game argument turns deadly as Florida man kills wife, shoots daughter, then himself. Oh, shit, man. Oh, my gosh.
Around Christmas. And what I'm about to describe to you is even 10 times that worse.
Damn.
And it started last night in Highland City. Jason Kinney, who's 47, is married to Crystal Kinney. And Jason's been drinking during the evening, and he's watching his football team, the 49ers, play football. Well, they're having a good night. They're winning. In fact, they won big. Sometime toward the end of the game, at around 11 o'clock, an argument began when Crystal suggested they watch something else on television. And the argument got really heated. Crystal told her 12-year-old son to go to call 911. So the 12-year-old flees to the neighbor's house in order to dial 911, and as he's leaving the house, he hears a gunshot. Deputies arrive in less than 5 minutes of the call for service. And when we enter the house, we see that Crystal Kinney, the wife of Jason, is shot in the head and dead. But it gets worse. We go into the bedroom and we see a 13-year-old child, a little girl. She's shot twice. She's shot in the shoulder and she's shot in the face. We later learned the bullet in the face hit her on the bridge of the nose, went straight up and out the top of her head. She is alive in critical condition, but stable at Lakeland Regional Health, and is alert and talking. That's a Christmas miracle. Jason shot her twice and intended to kill her. He didn't, however, shoot his biological child, thank God, who was 1 year old and in a crib. He shot his stepdaughter. He didn't get a chance to shoot his stepson, who had run to dial 911. Jason then jumps into his vehicle and flees the scene just prior to deputies arriving. He is going toward Lake Wells. He calls his sister in upstate New York, and he says, "I've done something very, very bad. Very bad. I did something terrible. And this is the last time you'll ever talk to me. You'll see me on the news, but I am not going to jail. I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life." So he goes to his father's house, which apparently is currently in probate. His father's deceased, and there's a friend staying there. When he gets to the house, he immediately goes into a shed. Deputies now are tracking Jason. We set up a perimeter and start yelling for Jason to come out of the shed, which is adjacent to the home. And the deputies hear a single gunshot. When we make entrance into the shed, we find that Jason has shot himself in the forehead, and he too is deceased.
Imagine being able to build.
And I don't even know what to say about that. There's so much. I'm gonna grab Matthew 24. That's just fucking crazy, man. He's fucking evil. They gotta go, man. And there's gonna be a lot more stories like that. And a lot of you black bitches, it's gonna be worse for you because he shot her and left and dipped. He gonna shoot you. He gonna eat you. He gonna kill your kid that you had with somebody else. He gonna eat them. When that famine and everything kick in, he loses his job, you're through. He's killing everybody. His own kid. See, the 49ers won that night, so he didn't kill his own. But if the 49ers lost, he probably would have got his own too. Left the 1-year-old. Damn. Yeah, that's judgment from the Lord, man. Matthew 24. And verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So because iniquity is abounding, that's why the love of many it's gonna wax colder and colder, man. You're gonna hear. There's another situation. A mother just killed her daughter, man. Shot her in the head and just threw her in the woods somewhere and dipped off and then got caught. I just read a similar story to this like a couple days ago. They just caught her. Or charged her. What's that? Mother kills her daughter and shoots her in the head. News? California mother accused of killing 9-year-old daughter pleads not guilty. Ashley Buzzard. This fucking piece of shit bitch. 2 Edomites. Ashley Buzzard has been charged with murder with special allegations in the shooting death of her 9-year-old daughter, Melody Buzzard. According to court documents, the special allegations charge claims that Ashley Buzzard personally and intentionally discharged a firearm, causing death, and committed the murder by means of lying in wait. She entered a not guilty plea at her arraignment on Friday, according to Santa Barbara ABC affiliate Keat. Santa Barbara County District Attorney John Sarvnach will not pursue the death penalty in the case, according to a release from his office. That's wicked. However, prosecutors will seek life in prison without the possibility of parole if she is convicted. And it tells you that's why the scriptures say that. Because iniquity, because sin upon sin, and he's not executing righteous judgment. So now you keep her alive, and she gets to live out her life, getting paid, clothed, and all of that. And that gives that, because iniquity is abounding, it allows somebody else to commit that same crime and expect the same thing. They can even use that case log. Hold on. No, I don't want to get put to death. You didn't do that for Ashley Buzzard. Oh, yeah, you're right. I got to side with her, with this case. And that's just iniquity abounding. But yet, if judgment was set and her ass got put to death in the same way her daughter got put to death, then that'll make it scared for somebody to go out and commit such heinous crimes. Genesis 9:5, and surely your blood of your lives will I require, at the hand of every beast will I require of it, and at the hand of man, and at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. Matter of fact, what's that precept I'm thinking about? If a man kills somebody, then he shall be killed, KJV. Leviticus 24:17. So these are laws. Leviticus 24:17. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. So it's pretty simple, man. She should get put to death. Now you're gonna take tax-paying money and pay for her to live better than the people who are out here working, doing what they need to do. That's where your tax-paying dollars are going. And now you got to rob and steal and eventually try to do all this shit so you can survive. But your money's going to pieces of shit like that according to the law should be not even on this earth. That's why iniquity is going to abound and the love of many is going to wax cold. Because judgment's not being executed. Swagger is back. Medal of Honor recipient puts America's enemies on notice. I'm gonna grab to see what it says.
Extraordinary work to crush the ISIS terrorists, which you're doing, and it was a big attack, and you really did a big job. Drug trafficking by sea is down 96%. Think of that, 96. Now we're going after the land. We also
96. You see, that's 66, man. 2 6s. Telling you, man. Let's see if he throw another.
Congratulate the men and women of the United States Air Force for their work to support our campaign to stop drugs from pouring into our country.
I wish somebody asked him, where's the chart at to prove that? Where'd you get those numbers from?
Through the Caribbean.
This Christmas, President Trump thanking America's heroes deployed overseas as 2025 comes to a close, with his America First agenda clear on the world stage. Medal of Honor recipient, retired Army Staff Sergeant David Bellavia joins me now. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas. You know, the number one goal of any government should be to keep its citizens safe. So do you think the president has accomplished that over this past year that he's been in office?
Well, Merry Christmas to you. Listen, you just covered It's a Wonderful Life, and that's exactly what it is to be an American service member today. We have Stanley steamed all the failure, all the chaos, the fecklessness from the last 4 years out of every carpet in the Pentagon. And right now, our friends trust us, and our enemies know that if you mess around, it's the worst thing that you could ever do is threaten the United States or our sovereignty. We spent the last night tracking NORAD, Santa Claus. They've been doing that for 70 years. You know who wasn't tracking Santa Claus? The Ayatollah in Tehran. They still don't have control over their airspace. I wouldn't even trust a weather report right now in Iran. Maduro is over there looking at, he's going to be sharing a condo with Assad in Moscow very soon. All the problems that this administration inherited, world disasters, this president in the first year has put everyone on notice.
Damn, you know how to blow a rod, don't you? You really laid that on thick. There was another, what do you call it? Well, this is Fox News, so of course they're going to kiss his ass, but he said he got a swagger back, so everyone's scared and blah, blah, blah. Things are going to escalate, man. Like you already know. People are going to die. It's just nonstop, man. Non-stop judgments. Let's go to Ephesians, the 5th chapter. Ephesians 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So you want to be circumspect. The people that you're around, you know, things that they're into, you going out to these situations outside of your crib, man. Be circumspect, man. People are wilding the hell out, man. Watching football, you can do that at the crib, but if you gotta go out, just, ultimately stay prayed up, man. Ephesians 5, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, this is not the time to be just dumb. All right, you want to be seeking the Lord and getting right with the Lord, because it's going to get worse than what we see. All these things are going to escalate. 2026 is in a couple of days, and it's going to be downhill from there. Ephesians 5, verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and that's believing in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and ultimately keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, learning and being obedient, keeping the faith, enduring until the end. But I'm going to end it here, Lord.